All right, now that we've had a little refresher course on how to use our rulers, we are going to begin gridding our image. You should all have a 5x7 image in front of you, and how you can double check that is by taking your ruler and you can measure the image. Notice I'm measuring the image and not my paper. My image goes to here and there and there. So I'm going to measure my image. I have 5 by 7. So to begin gridding my image, what I want to do is mark the 1-inch marks across the top of my image. So this side is 5 inches in length. And I want to put a mark above each inch mark, which remember is the longest line right behind the number. And how I'm going to do that is I'm going to use my pencil and make a line perpendicular that is straight up and down from this line. Don't just make a dot, make a longer line kind of extending that 1-inch line mark. And I'm going to go ahead and do that with the other inch mark. So there should be a total of 5, again 5 marks at the top of my image. Okay, so now that we have the 5 lines drawn, or dashes, at the top of our image, we want to do the exact same thing at the bottom of the image. Now my image is a little bit darker at the bottom here, but I can still see my graphite or pencil lines show through because graphite is a little bit shinier than the ink that was used to print these images. So even if your image is dark at the bottom, you should still be able to see those dash lines that you made. Now that we have the lines or dashes at both the top and the bottom of our image, we're going to go ahead and connect those. We're going to connect those by using our ruler now as a straight edge. We are not measuring at this point in time. I'm using my ruler to line up this dash mark with its partner down here at the bottom, which is kind of hard to see, but you'll be able to see probably my next lines better. So I'm going to go ahead and line those up with the edge of my ruler. I'm putting pressure on my ruler with one hand. With my other hand, I'm going to use the ruler as a straight edge and connect those dashes. So as you can see, in order to create a straight line, I pressed against the edge of my ruler. And I'll show you that again with the next couple of lines. My 5th line ends up actually being the very edge of my image, so I'm not going to draw that line in. However, if you do have extra space on that edge, or if you would like to draw that line in, you can definitely do that. So now, like what I did with those 2 edges, I'm going to measure my longer edges of my photograph. If we measured them correctly before, they should be 7 inches. Again, making a mark at each inch line all the way up to 7 inches, because that's how many inches my images this way. And then doing that to the opposite side as well. Now that I have my 7 marks on this edge and the 7 marks on this edge, I'm going to go ahead and connect those dashes like we did for the other ones. Again, be sure that you are applying pressure so that the ruler isn't moving around. So remember to apply pressure to your ruler so that it's not moving around while you're using it as a straight edge. And now you should have a completed grid. As you can see, by putting in those lines both horizontally and vertically, you've created 1 square inch grids.